So this is going to be my last voting thing for this primary. I mean, we're going to vote again in November, so I'll probably fire this back up again for that election towards the middle of September, I imagine, something like that. As soon as I start getting these flyers. Anyway, I'm just going to get this over with. I mean, early voting's already started. This is Monday, the 15th. Early voting started the 13th, Saturday, here in Leon County, city of Tallahassee. But still, the paper flyers keep flying in. Here we go. Here's another Charlie Crist. You know. Come on, Charlie. And there he goes. He sticks to Santos's mug. So you look at it with this one finger up. I don't know. I guess that's the loser sign. I'm not sure. And of course, inside, there he is looking all tan and handsome, you know what I mean. And then, of course, he has to put a little more political porn into it, and there you go. There it is. That Nikki Fried. So, that's Charlie. I mean, it's like this thick, the crap that came in the mail. I don't know. There must be $250 worth of cardboard, and we got one from Jason Jones. He seems like a regular dude. He's gonna show his family, and his kid, and all the stuff that he's fought for. He's getting the mucky muck treatment too. He's getting endorsed by Crump, and I looked at him. He's probably on my list of. Usually don't vote for judges. My wife was a paralegal for years and years, and she just said, "Don't vote for these judges." They're. But now that we see the appointment thing happening, I think they should all be elected. They should all be elected officials, not appointed officials, not judges. All right, and here's this James Revell guy again. I watched the whole thing on local television, a debate with him and the other candidates. And, my opinion kind of softened for him. He seemed like a nicer guy than his paperwork would suggest, but whatever. There it is. There's that. And then there's this most ambiguous thing. It just says nothing. 4 headlines. Oh, petty theft, new homes fund, blah, 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 blah. And of course, this is that Bellamy guy who's trying to take down Matlow, which pretty much everybody likes this Jeremy Matlow guy. This guy Bellamy, who's an ex-cop, and now he's a surgeon. Well, he's a surgeon. I don't know what kind of surgeon, but you wouldn't know the things that he said about this Matlow guy. He's just a kind of a regular, normal guy. I mean, he's run some successful businesses. He owns Gain Street Pies or Gain Street Pizza, whatever the name of it is. It's a pizza joint. where a lot of the kids go. And when my kids come into town, and I say my kids, I mean they're all in their 30s and 40s now. But when they come to town and hang out, which hasn't happened since before COVID, um, this is his pizza joint downtown is where they would go hang out, and they could drink beer there, and they get a little something to eat. And apparently, he owns a couple of other restaurants in town where his surgeon dude, he's getting endorsements from people that don't even live in this county. Plus, he's running on the Democratic ticket, and he's talking about. No, never mind. I don't really want to get too far in depth into any of that kind of stuff. Here's our mayor again, John Daly, who's, everything he says here is kind of a lie. It's not really a lie, but it's an exaggeration, let's put it that way. Over 3,000 logistics jobs at the Amazon shipping facility. Well, it's not hard to look that up. I looked that up, and it has not been approved to even do yet. It's going to be a hub here where they're going to bring stuff in and then ship it out of here to this area. That's what Amazon does. So when it is completed, it's going to have, they say, maxed out at 1,000 jobs, more like 700 and something permanent jobs. Maybe when they're building the facility or something, and the contractor, I don't know, but certainly not. It's exaggerated by 3 times. Now he's got this other one, Danforth, 950 manufacturing jobs. Well, I looked that up too. These people have not completed their, what they want to do with the city, and they're going to max out at 200 to 235 jobs. So, again, and then he just says randomly 650 tech jobs. Okay, tech jobs. I have no idea. So down here he goes, so because of all of that, which is really exaggerations, it's about 1,200 jobs as opposed to 3,000, almost 4,000 jobs that he's bragging about creating. And, he's down here, he's going thousands of new jobs, millions of dollars coming to town, billions of economic impact to our community. Well, whatever. So anyway, I'm voting for the other candidate, but I got his thing. And here's Diana Williams Cox. She is running against Adner Marceline, and she's saying that a dark money pack is behind him, and I don't know. She's pretty well respected, but she's a local politician. She's been around here for a while, and she's been endorsed by all these other people over here, and I don't know. This one's kind of got me a little bit stumped. I think they're both okay, but I tend to lean towards the oppressed, or the people that are, I just don't see any reason for all this putting everybody down. Just you say the good things about yourself or whatever, but there's no reason to slam other people. And Charlie Crist, come on. I guess you can take the man out of the Republican Party. You just can't take the Republican out of the man. It's just dirty kind of politics, but I guess it's just typical American shit for brains politics. All right, and she's kind of a mudslinger. There's another Diane Cox. She sent two. I got two of hers in the last 2 days. All this that I'm showing you has come since last Thursday. So it's been 4 days, 5 days. So here she has a list of all her accomplishments. And her opponent's accomplishments are none. Okay. Well, at least she didn't say a bunch of nasty things about him, except for she did say some things about Adner. It's not sure. Sometimes I'm not sure. It's a little ambiguous. But then you always trust people that are searching for the truth, not the people that say they know the truth. And I know nothing of this guy. I don't even think I'm really voting for him. I think I'm just voting for the person in my district. I don't think we vote for all the people in all the districts, but we sure get their stuff mailed to us. Anthony Brown. He seems he's got all kinds of people endorsing him, and it's the same old thing. Women, everybody's jumping on the women bandwagon, which we all should have done a long, long time ago. And then here's the guy that is our mayor. Kind of a goofy looking guy, isn't he? And so here's Christine Dozier, who's running for mayor, who everybody really likes, who I'm sure I'm going to vote for. And sketchy ethics, and so he has put her down. I haven't seen one ad where she has put him down. So I do a lot of judging that way. I don't know if that makes any sense. So anyway, that's the end of that. But I'm going to tell you who I'm voting for in these state primaries. Just because I'm going to probably go vote tomorrow. And then that'll be the end of all my voting videos and for now. So this is the Democratic Party. We have, you can't just go out and vote in you got to vote for Democrats if you're a registered Democrat. So, of course, I'm going to vote for Val Deming down in, I'm not thrilled. Her first commercials, she came out riding a Harley Davidson talking about, defunding the police is a terrible, rotten idea. Well, nobody ever talked about defunding the police. People just thought the police should change, or they should approach certain things in a different manner, not just in some hyper military kind of bullshit. She seems a little more hyper, but I'm going to vote for her. And then Lieutenant Governor, at this point, Charlie Crist is probably going to win the nomination. That's what everybody's saying. But I'm going to vote for Nikki Fried. It's because she's a woman. I know she's a hard-nosed. I'm sure she's not perfect by any means. But, Charlie Crist putting her down is like the pot calling the kettle black kind of thing. Whatever, Charlie. If we got deep into your past, what would we find? And he's digging up things that happened, 20 years ago on her. Good God, Charlie. But Charlie wins this primary. Putting my X down for Charlie. All right. All right, now the attorney general for the state of Florida. That's a hard one because all these people were pretty darn cool. Um, but my wife likes this Daniel Unfielder, Infinner. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But he's the one that walked around the beaches of Florida dressed up as the Grim Reaper during the spring breaks when it was just raging, when the hospitals were just, people were dying in the EMT trucks, and stuff like that. So I think we'll probably go ahead and vote for him too. Although all three of those candidates that I looked at were all pretty good candidates. But if he's got enough balls to dress up like the Grim Reaper, then he's got enough balls to stand up to whatever the Republicans can throw, our way. And then we have the Commissioner of Agriculture. Now this is pretty interesting. I looked at all those people. And then there was a guy named, and I don't know that much. All I know, it's a very powerful position. Everybody thinks, oh, Commissioner of Agriculture, but shit, this state is big. I mean, probably next to Texas and California. Florida's, got one of the largest or the largest cattle ranch in the United States. Not to mention the citrus and strawberries and all the South Florida sugar cane, crazy with the sugar cane. Anyway, this Ryan Morales guy, everybody else was all looking all official and politician-y, and I never saw one picture where he wasn't wearing just t-shirt and some jeans, standing next to a tractor. Now I don't know if that's his shtick or not. Could be. But I liked him anyway. He was big on the whole marijuana thing, making it legal. Here we have the medical marijuana thing, but and he was pretty big on having it be more evenly distributed as to who can grow it and all that kind of stuff. Because what's happening here is, these big companies are coming in, they're taking over Florida, and DeSantis is opening the door for them. All the little guys are going to get, crapped on again, probably. But anyway, this Morales guy seemed to sort of have a handle on all that. You're talking about growing hemp instead of switchgrass for burning in that a couple of these power plants we have down there. And which would be better. I mean, the hemp plant takes less water. Although the switchgrass isn't that bad either. I mean, that's a pretty good use of property to turn that into fuel instead of importing coal or burning tree slag, all the stuff that they do, Then the county judge, there's a guy named Jason Jones. He's a young black man. He seems to be the guy I'm going to vote for. Then there's the at-large county commissioner. There's a guy named Josh Johnson. I'm going to vote for him. He seems to be more happening than anybody else. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think we vote in these. Okay. County commissioner in our area. I watched that. This is a pretty important race for everybody who lives here. Well, I watched their debate on the local news channel, which was pretty good. I mean, it was a decent debate, and it was run really well. by the locals. So, and out of that, I like the guy named David O'Keefe, who was probably the biggest dork out of all of them. But while everybody else was sticking their nose up the Chamber of Commerce's, you know what? He's the only one who stood up and said, "Yeah, well, they, they hold the key to opening up a whole lot of the things that we need for the rest of the population, not just the wealthy." He kind of got into it, and I liked what he said. So they, I think they would all be okay. You know. Okay, then for mayor, I'm definitely voting for Kristen Dozier. I don't care for the John Daly guy. And the only other guy I liked is a young black man. I think his name was. Let's see if it's on here. Yeah, Wilford Leland. He's got a middle name, Hubba Bubba. So how can you go wrong? And then city commissioner, seat 3, Jerry Matlow. No doubt in my mind that David Bellamy. I don't trust that guy at all. Just the way he looks. Something about him. And then city commissioner. Well, Diane Williams Cox is the person who's been there, and she's endorsed by a lot of them. I had talked about Adner Marceline and how a lot of the black mucky mucks in Tallahassee endorsed him. Well, I guess the rest of the mucky mucks endorsed Diane Williams Cox. So I'm still kind of debating on that, but I don't know. She threw some dirt at Adner, and I didn't really. I just don't like people that do that. So right now I'm leaning towards Adner Marceline, but I'll let my wife look at that one a little more in depth tomorrow. And that's it. So tomorrow's going to be voting day. I am not going to look at any more of these. Thank God, I don't think we didn't get any of those silly postcard things in the mail today. So maybe there'll be another one. Who am I kidding? And well, anyway, that's it. Adios, my friends, and buenos noches.